Army Black Knights for the 16th pick of the draft. They went 8-8 last year, hovering right about 8-8 most of the last 3 years, 7-9, 9-7, somewhere in there. Pretty consistent. They're good for third place in the Independent Conference. Not too sure if Army had the need for linemen in the first round, or if they just saw the value and he was just too good to pass up. But James Brinker was a solid uh, offensive lineman prospect. Um, One of the best things I like about him is his agility and his feet. Really good feet, speed and acceleration. That bodes well for fast defensive linemen. I think you combine that feet with his strength, 97, and you got a real hard guy to move. Really intelligent. He's not the best disciplined guy with 66, so he may come up on the stat sheet with some penalties every once in a while, but I don't think it's gonna be so bad that he's gonna need to worry about it. As far as his blocking skills, I would say he's not elite in the blocking skills, but he's definitely solid. He maxes out in run blocking at 77, which is a little lower than you would probably like out of a top 16 pick or 16th pick. But it's more than adequate. I get by with guys in the 70s as run block. Um, Pass blocking is 84 on its max, and so that I'd like to see go up a little bit. But with that low vol of only 10, it's not going to go up that much. Maybe it could get to 90 if he does boom. But if he doesn't boom, even with that low of a vol, he might go down a little bit. But I still think he'd be a solid player. I would say if Brinker doesn't handle the outside very well with the pass block, he could be a really good guard, and I think he could be elite at that position. So you kind of be worth noting as he watches him perform if he's not holding up against the defensive ends because of that pass blocking skill. He could always move him inside, and he probably would do really well at guard. So moving to the second round with the 15th pick, they took a linebacker. This is a position the Army has been well known to take in the past. They seem to draft a lot of linebackers, and they like to move them around either to D-line or DBs. They're kind of all over the place as far as where they put their linebackers. So right now it looks like he's going to stay at linebacker. This is Earl Sinclair. I'm not quite sure I would put any money on that in the future just because they've been known to move guys so much. He's a classic Army guy, low vol, 30 vol, not that great of speed. This is kind of where Army's little, it's like their comfort zone. They get linebackers that, go from like 60 to 75 to 80 speed, somewhere in that range, because they like that well-rounded linebacker. And that's what you get with Sinclair. He's a 83 tackle, really good run defense, 75. He got good zone coverage. Not the best man coverage guy, and that kind of makes me a little nervous just because of the tight ends that'll be running against him at weak side linebacker. But that's kind of what happens when you get to the second round. You start giving up some ratings and attributes just because a lot of the better guys have already been taken. And so at the moment, maybe he saw a lot of value in Sinclair because of that low vol. He gets a player that he can plug in and maybe get some playing time in his first year, or sit and learn from some of the veterans that they got. Overall, I think he had a decent draft. I wasn't too excited about either player, but it's Army. They like to get these low vol guys, and so he won't be worrying on training camp like some of the other teams out there. Sloth gave him a B minus, and I went ahead and gave him a C plus just because I just didn't see as much value in either player as maybe he did. But who am I to argue with Army and their picks? They've done really well over the last few years with some of their low vol guys, and so this is just adding to the pile.